Hey Vibe Tribe, my name is Jess, also known as Venus, and I'm the business owner of Lifeforceenergy. Welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. And what's really happening is that we're beginning to really find one another in this what seems like a very twilight zone year of 2020. And what's just really happening is that we are called to have to connect with ourselves, and that it's time not only to connect to ourselves but to start connecting with one another, being able to speak our truth authentically, be able to connect with people that have very similar experiences of our own. Again, finding your vibe tribe, which is why I address that to everyone that seems to find me, or we find one another, we present ourselves in this lifetime. So I wanted to get on here and share a little bit about my life and how did I get into creating this business called Lifeforceenergy. So I have been inspired by many of my awesome vibe tribe, my clients, which have become like my brothers and sisters. There's such great, amazing people. I am honored to be a part of their past journey and they're part of mine. So it's been pretty amazing. To kind of start like about a little bit about who I am, I have been raised in a very unique family bloodline. In both sides of my family, we have people that have been healers, they have been herbalists, mediums, they have been able to create with alchemy specific crystals and herbs and energies to create these amazing tools to utilize in one's life. So to kind of give you an idea, I grew up with what was normal in my household. Prayer was huge. Great faith in our family dynamic was a big part of my foundation and still is. In addition to that, it was common to be like, okay, let's go ahead and clear the house energetically with holy water. We're going to go ahead and make sure there isn't any entities or any spiritual beings that are gravitating to our light and that are creating disturbances in our home, to, oh, I had a difficult day at school and my grandmother is pulling an egg and clearing me energetically with it. Down to that I was, as a young little girl, it was very common for me to communicate with those in other dimensions and those who were unhealed egos in a different level of consciousness that had crossed over and weren't even aware that they did. I was a very scaredy cat child, apparently, being with my abilities at a very young age. As a little girl, I was able, which at the time we didn't know what that was, but I was a geomantic empath, so I could tune into the planet and I would know, I would draw, I would tell my family that I could see earthquakes, fires, tornadoes. That was something I can recall as a young little girl. That was very common for me. And so it got to the point where like my godmother was like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. Listen to her. And then my grandmother being such a spiritual being in my life, such a great faith-filled woman of prayer and honor and devotion to Creator, to God, and to people. I was able to witness and emulate her kindness, her gentleness, her power when it was time to get down and defend her family from lower vibrational energies. And so my mother is a huge contributor to who I am today. My mother is a psychic medium. She is also a healer. And she had, as I grew up, she had to protect me a lot. Clearings was constant for me because I was dealing with certain people in our family that were dealing with some arts that could have been pretty difficult for them, and somehow I got wrapped into it. And so my mother had taken me. It was normal for me. Everyone else as kids may have gone to their local doctor. I did too. But it was more common for me to go see shamans and mediums and healers. And I had wonderful, fantastic relationships with each and every one of them. I bless them. I send them so much love for those who are still in their vessel in this timeline, and those that have crossed over. Mwah! I love you all. Thank you for not giving up on me, and thank you for not shunning me away, and for holding space, protecting me, shielding me, teaching me, guiding me, and inspiring me to be the woman that I am today. I am super grateful, and now I'm here to pay it forward. So to kind of like fast forward a little bit, I went through a divorce. I had been married for, goodness, over 10 years. It was not the kind of marriage that I could be who I meant to be. My ex, he recognized my abilities, and he would listen to psychic messages that would come through, but we were just a different fit. So along with other issues that we had, I needed to move forward. And it was very difficult for me for the divorce. So I had to reevaluate my self-love and self-value and worth after that relationship, because it wasn't healthy. And unfortunately, I walked away with great pain and disparity and loss. And so at that point, like I tell people, when you get to a place of being completely bankrupt, I became very ill, and I had to raise 2 little children by myself. I had absolutely no money. The credit got ruined because of the previous marriage. I couldn't get any kind of financial assistance. It led me to finding out who I was, my personal power and strength, how I can be the victor instead of the victim. And I was, at that point, I was very open-minded, because like I said, when you're at a point where you're just like, there is nothing else at this point that needs to prove to me that I need to start looking up instead of keeping my head down. And so I started looking up in the sense of, where are my guides? How can I gain some kind of wisdom and intuition and insight on how to better live my life? That I should have always listened to my inner instinct, and I did not. I pushed it away because I was living in this mindset that I needed to be whatever the world wanted me to be. And so I did that. I was a daycare provider. I owned my own home. I had been an entrepreneur for, my goodness, for the majority of my life. I've been an entrepreneur. And then I was raising a family. And so I went ahead and I started speaking to other people. I had a transformational breather, Angelica. I absolutely love her. Marcella Alva was my first Reiki master, healer, and then teacher. And then, of course, Randall Roberts, still loving him till this day. I'm super grateful. These are powerful mentors that came in with such a gentleness, a loving kindness, attentiveness. They didn't have judgment. They were just there to help me to preserve my soul, help me to find my power, help me to be set free from the jail that I've created for myself, and that all along I had the key, and it was me. So here I am. My name is Jess. My name is Venus. I have been, during that time, I became a model, became a public figure, very open and comfortable in my sexuality, and always loved my crystals. I was always working with people, communicating with them, giving them signs, giving them clarity and certain messages that they were looking for, creating talisman, making jewelry with crystals, and it just kind of just took off. Right before I met my current husband that I have now, I was dating, and I wasn't really interested in having just any more of these fun relationships or flings that I used to have back in the day. And I was like, all right, God, I am ready. I'm calling in my highest and best partner. I need assistance. I have made terrible decisions back in the day. I want to be completely guided in my intuition and insight, and I want to follow down the path and my purpose for my greater good, not only for myself, but for my family, and then for the community. Because even prior to all of these awakenings and these divine interventions, I was already serving the community, serving churches. I've been very delved in teaching and doing retreats and holding space for people and inspiring couples. And then I just kind of evolved into it. Met my husband. He's amazing. Also a very intelligent, intuitive, enlightened being. And I'm so grateful for him. And then I ended up Of course, as we know, a healer's path is that you have a lot to work on internally. It's all about clearing karmic moments from your past lives into this current lifetime. And I ended up becoming very ill from modeling. And so I ended up getting an early onset of Alzheimer's and heavy metal poisoning in my body, which I had to retire as being a model, but then led me to become a practitioner. It was because after my medical doctors were not able to assist me and basically said, there's no cure, good luck to you, we wish you the best, I was not taking that as my answer. So at that point, I had decided to go to my spiritual healers, and Randall Roberts, along with Marcella Elva, has saved my life and given me this opportunity to still be alive, to be a right mind, to be a sound mind, to be a teacher, to be living my purpose, and just being able to witness people's evolution and transformation as I got to witness it in myself. So it's been such an amazing life. And later on, as I received the healings through Reiki, through Theta Healing, I ended up wanting to learn. My husband and I decided that it was something that we should also learn how to do for our family, since it literally saved my life. After I got treated with all the healing energies and the plant medicines that I used just to detoxify the body, totally gave me a new life, a very healthy vessel. And gave me education on how to live a healthier version of being me. At that point, my husband and I started taking classes because we wanted to know how to do this for ourselves and then to pass it on to our children, and then of course to our lineage. Before I knew it, I was already like working on children with consent from parents and from the children, already doing energy work on the children, then on the daycare parents. Then I got invited to some really fantastic events that were highly honored in the metaphysical community. The spiritual practices, people saw my heart, started seeing my husband and our energy and our desire, and they just all embraced us. So we were very welcomed and loved and supported in many ways. And so then Lifeforceenergy was born. Again, I wasn't planning this to be a business, and then found out that it was meant to be through my own, my own charts, through multiple astrologers, through multiple conduits that are able to receive divine messages, kept saying, this is your purpose, now walk in it. And so I just recently, in this year, I closed down my daycare after 20 years. So I was a daycare provider. I absolutely love children. I absolutely enjoy protecting, teaching, feeding them very healthy, teaching them how to be a child. And my daycare was all about discovering your inner hero. And then this year I was like in meditation, and I was told it's time to close your daycare. You got greater work to do. Not that it wasn't significant. You've lived your purpose. You've helped many children. You've helped a lot of families. And they know what to do because of you and your family serving them. And so you've done fantastic. It was like almost like I feel like now reflecting on it, like it was a test of my loyalty and my devotion, not only to myself for the greater good of who I am, but for humanity. And they wanted to see how I treated, I don't know, that's what I get intuitively. Like it was like, we're going to see where your heart is. We're going to see how you were able to handle certain pressures, and how you're going to still support and yet be firm and attentive and available and ready and willing and eager to do what we're calling you to do. And apparently I passed the test. So here I am now, literally just this year, because of COVID, I had to shut down my practice that I had in security. And then the universe said, we're going to take you and you're going to go beyond. You're not needing to stay stationed in order for you to connect to the multitudes. And it's not going to just be based upon location. You're going to go outside of that and you're going to go beyond. And I was like, okay, what and how? And then this desire inside of me to continue my education, get my credentials, continue with my licenses, going outside of my comfort zone of being able to touch, right? See face to face. And I had already been practicing doing remote work. And in all honesty, in this lifetime, I've been living outside of the physical body. I have been doing more work in the metaphysical world my whole life. So I'm very comfortable to be between multiple realms at once. So I wanted to share a little bit about myself because I have some amazing, beautiful beings in my spiritual path and journey that are accompanying me as I accompany them. And they were like, challenge, it's important for you to share your stories. You have so much to talk about just based upon my own personal experiences growing up in a magical family. And then thirdly, being able to connect to such fantastic, phenomenal beings that I am so honored to be able to even be with them in this whole process of their evolution. So it's been fascinating. But what I wanted to share that really helped to bring in so many different messages throughout this lifetime. Like, I was told to go into meditation for a client of mine, my vibe triber. I love her. And it was actually really supposed to go for her to discover how I can facilitate a safe space and to help her to be in her transformation of ascension. And so I do that for certain clients that are very dedicated to their personal growth, healing, self-discovery, that are not afraid and that are not held back because of what others think and about other labels that society wants to put on them. They're the ones that said, I break free from these shackles. I am ready to be me. And I'm like, yes, we're ready to be you. Funny story. Why haven't I shared mine? So here I am going to share with you what just happened recently. And basically, I'm going to use this forum as an opportunity to share all of my very interesting and personal encounters, not only with divine, with celestials, and of course with whom I love and I call my cosmic beings of light. And I've also learned about where's my role in this. So I wanted to share this with you guys because everything that I have been working on throughout my life has led me to this exact moment of preparation and being who I'm meant to be. And I am still kind of digesting everything because I was planning to get on here like after this experience, but I was so in a place of I needed to be cocooned and recharge and really sink in and just vibrating and just going through my own personal DNA activations and and transferences that I couldn't even lift my arms. And I'm very European, so I speak with my hands. So how do I even begin with this? Okay. So I didn't kind of share with all of you like what I do. So I am a psychic clairvoyant medium. And I can tune in and I'm given through celestials, divine creator, through my angels, through my higher self, through my wonderful angels whom I love and adore and respect, and all of my spiritual guides that are present in my life. I love them all and super grateful. Were sharing with me why I'm able to do the things I do. So I'm also an activator of specific psychic, or I like to call them extraordinary human abilities. And that's something that I've had my whole life. Just throughout the years, especially once I started to really listening to my calling, I've been able to fine tune and I'm very comfortable in it. And I'm so excited when I'm allowed, because I'll get the message. And I can't just do it for anyone at any time when they want it, because I'm very respectful of who I am working with divine, the universal energies and other cosmic beings of life. I'm very all about honoring and gaining permission and then checking to see if my person is even able to do it. If they're not, I I listen and honor that because everyone's growing curve is at their own custom pace based upon your schedule, who you are, what you're currently experiencing, traumas, things of that nature. And I'm very in tuned and care about my people. So when I'm allowed, though, I am stoked. I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I'll check. I'm like, can I do it? Because they'll tell me, okay, you're going to activate this. And when I say they'll, that will be my higher self. That will be the angels, Jesus Christ, God, Ganesh. I am very universal and I coexist. So I will tap in and harness whatever I'm allowed to do, I will do. So I'll be able to activate that. In addition to that, I am a Holy Fire Reiki Master Teacher and Practitioner. But like I like to tell everyone, my Reiki is going to be very unique because I utilize multiple layers of modalities in unison. And so you're not just getting Reiki, but it's like this Reiki Deluxe is what I call it. And it's just powerful because I got theta healing in it, got Reiki, chakra balancing, activations, ether cord cutting. Is there any knives, any entities, attachments that need to be removed? Sometimes people will come through to communicate to that client that needed to hear from that loved one. And then I am a yoni doula. So I'm here to empower and remind my beautiful goddess women out there, you are a portal opener. You are this powerful conduit of cosmic connection. And once you learn and discover that, you're going to not only heal the physical body, but you're going to heal deep within your yoniverse. And that's what I call it because that's what we are. We are conduits of life. We are cosmic connection. And our wombs is another world that we get to carry. So it is beautiful and magical. And I teach about how to heal yourself using very natural or alternative methods like pure 100% high grade certified yoni eggs, yoni steams. I do womb healings. And I'm also a past life regressor. So I timeline jump and I'm able to enter different wormholes and communicate with celestial beings. In addition to all that, it's you know, forgive me, I laugh because I'm like, I'm so comfortable sharing this with when I'm talking one-on-one, but it's like, oh my gosh, now I get to really speak my truth and like share it with whomever is going to watch this right now. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty mind-blowing. Yeah, just taking it in. Okay, so and in addition to that, I'm a theta healer, so I love working with our brains and balancing the left and right hemisphere of the brain so that you can accomplish greater goals and embrace who you really are and be able to be very confident and comfortable in your lives. And that you can learn how to self-heal and to be intuitively guided because you are now honoring your entire system of what you were created to do and what your purpose is when you came here. So I just kind of wanted to share with you all like what happened in regards to my meditation that I did on October 7th. And I had written this after my meditation at 10:06 a.m. here in Colorado. Oh, and by the way, like I said, I do past life regression, so I'm able to timeline jump and communicate with different celestials and extraterrestrial beings. I have been in connection with them as well. And those are stories that you guys didn't get to hear all about, okay? So I just wanted to share this because I was like telling my husband, I go, I feel like I have to shout it from the rooftops. And right now it's super windy in Colorado because we have this gorgeous fall and a cool front coming in. And I was like, nah, I don't want to go outside and get cold. I'm going to do it in the comfort of my space. So here I go. All right, so here it is. So as I was in meditation for my client and asking what is necessary, what are we working on, how can I help my client for their best needs and personal growth, and I was given a lot of great information. I need to talk with her to make sure I could share her experience with all of you. And if she does, let me, I'll get back on here and share with all of you. Okay, so I had been given, as I'm in meditation, I connect to my positive cosmic beings of light. So I call in Jesus, I call in Ganesh, I call in certain saints, and these are just, to me, they're like my family. And I like to have them present with me, just like I am. I'm very family oriented in this lifetime and other lifetimes, but I also look at my celestial extensions as my family. And I love them and honor them. And it's like talking to aunts and uncles and getting perspective and clarity and confirmation and validation for what I am experiencing. So I'm always grateful when and honored that I'm allowed to be given these messages. So what I was told is I am Pleiadian, I am Reptilian, Arcturian, Orion, Angel, and as I continue to go through my own personal evolution in this timeline, that I will discover all my existences that I've been and that I currently still am. So even though I've lived multiple lifetimes, over 1,000, but that's another day. I have my energy source, which is why my business is called Lifeforceenergy. That ball that you guys see in my logo, I not only can harness it and create it and make it really big and even surround a whole property if I needed to, but I feel like I'm that energy source. We're all that energy source. As I was starting to study all about the esoteric, the metaphysical, the spiritual, the religions, I wanted to, and I continue to have a desire and a great fascination with it all. And great respect, absolutely. So I was being confirmed on my extraordinary lifetimes that I've lived. I've been told through multiple past life regressors, which is why I became a past life regressor myself. Try to say that a couple times fast. I discovered I'm a leader. And even in this lifetime, in my own way, I am still leading. Whether it was leading and through my businesses, through the church, in relationships in the past, and just responsibilities at hand. I first fought it a lot. And I was like, I don't want to be a leader. I know the cost. I don't want the responsibility. Too bad. It is what it is. It is who I am. And now I'm like, okay, you know what? Then I just want to be the best leader I can be for myself and for those that I am called to help them to find who they are and to show them their way by them discovering it within themselves and me supporting and inspiring them and awakening and activating and healing and restoring and upgrading. So I found out that I'm a leader. And I'm sure I'm going to keep discovering that in this lifetime. And now my ex, rest in peace, shaman boyfriend that I had prior to my husband, shared with me that I had a great purpose. I still have a very great purpose, and I think he's proud of me. I think he's proud to see where my growth, from all my pain, I have created great joy, happiness, and peace and power within myself. So thank you. You know who you are. I was also told I am the bearer of lives. I am the caretaker of the Yoniverse, which is why I had a daycare. Because I am so connected in the mother energy of fertility, sensuality, and birth. In previous lifetimes, I've had many children, and I absolutely love the children. I became a Yoni doula because I felt very called upon to support women in their reproductive health and their sexuality, identity, restoring themselves and their faith within themselves and proclaiming their feminine essence and power unapologetically. Okay, so then I was told that's why I have my daycare, because I like taking care of children and helping them to find their power and their voice. And I was told, and now I am the caretaker of rebirth, which is so funny because when I first started, I was given a download to help people to literally experience a rebirth, and was given a recipe on specific herbs for them to go through it and to help them to do it. And I would love it if one of my lovely beings would share their rebirth someday. Maybe one day, and you'll get to hear it. I'm currently being upgraded with psychic knowledge and abilities to assist with portals. I'm definitely a portal opener. About a couple of years ago, I didn't even know that I had opened a portal because I was in deep meditation, and then my husband and the whole family had to witness something with that, and that was insane. I'll have to share that. Hopefully I don't forget. You guys can remind me. Just say, can you talk about when you opened up a portal in your bedroom in Temecula and how your daughter had to come in and help you? And then we'll talk about that. I'm also a guide. I'm here to restore souls. I see new possibilities and civilizations. I will succeed in my purpose in this lifetime. This information was given to me during my meditation. These are things that I was writing as I was receiving and channeling. And I was told in regards to my own lineage, how I'm going to be assisting them. I was given visions of what I am to do in the future to create a new place for people who are like me, whether they know it or not, whether they are living in it completely, like they're veteran in it, or they're just finding out who they are. I will be creating a space with the universe's guidance and assistance and resources to be able to achieve that goal. But in the meantime, they want me to delve deeper within myself and then within the levels of consciousness amongst my vibe tribe. And that is what I'm doing here in 2020. And so this is what I saw in my vision. I see gifted children attending a location that I will have one day, where I will guide them, restore, and teach them. So that daycare part of me in this existence is going to be really happy and fulfilled because I'm still doing it. And then I was told children are the purpose of new ideas, hope, and civilizations. We are all the star galaxies currently on this planet, in that we will be granted communication besides the way I communicate and other starseed children communicate, but we will see a significant communication in 2021 amongst other realms and dimensions. I will be able to know and communicate with them as I currently do so, but that apparently my gifts are going to be very fine-tuned. And after that meditation, this was the channeled message that I was given. We can't experience bliss without chaos. It's through our moments of chaos. If we choose to take control and restore our ability to not get lost in our pain, but to find ourselves in our pain, that it is when you find bliss. I've had many tragic and traumatic moments in this lifetime, not including previous lifetimes that I discovered many and throughout the years of my life. But I won't look at that as, oh, woe is me. Oh, I'm so sad because this happened to me. Yes, it was. I acknowledge it. I felt it. I reflected upon it. I grew from it. And I'm very grateful that I've had those moments, even when back in the day, I would have said, you're crazy, Jess. I would have never thought that. And I can count my blessings because of those situations that I've had have helped me to be where I'm at today and to align with others. We are of God's image, not of just appearance. A lot of people think that we are of appearance, but we are the extension of energy source. We are one. We are one with everything. I welcome all versions of my existence because this is me. So welcome to a little bit of an introduction to me. And what I heard, which I thought was hilarious, because everyone calls me Jess, I heard, just do it. Like, you know, the Nike logo, like, just do it. Just get out there. Just get out there and start sharing, because there's going to be a lot of other people that are going to say, yes, I've had extraterrestrial encounters. Yes, I'm very a person of great faith or great spirituality and religion, and I've got these abilities and I own it, and yet I still own where I'm at in my faith, in my existence as a culture, what have you. And most importantly, it's just that I want to say welcome I have been calling upon you guys since I was a child. I have been praying for all of you that we're meant to be a part of my journey and help one another to support each other during this big transition that we're all experiencing in 2020. The corona is crown in Spanish. And this is a time of great expansion and also reconnecting deeper into the purpose of who we are. And so that's why I'm here. I got on here. I know it sounds like a lot of stuff. I just kind of want to give you guys an idea of who I am. I am a wife. I am a mom. I am a sister. I am very active in the community one way or another to serve. I welcome all of you to join our free events that we like to hold monthly, whether it's our love gatherings to receive a guided meditation by me through the Holy Fire Experience element, that is to empower a goal to heal a specific area you want to address in your lives. I hold ICU happy hours. It's just to party, be able to talk about readings and ghosts and crystals and just whatever is so out of this world or that is just a wild. I'm your girl. I welcome you all to my world and to my behind the scenes of being just me. So I thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be posting videos just about my personal experiences, encounters, things of that nature, along with some useful tools that you could utilize in your own life. And I'm open to any questions too. If you have questions in regards to things that I shared, or if you've resonated that way. I am the one that is the friend of those that are not from just this dimension, but are from out of this world. I welcome you all. I embrace you all, and thank you so much for joining me. And I wish you all love, insight, and healing. Bye, everyone, and thanks for listening to my craziness, my kookiness. It's just me.